Greetings friends, welcome. Today we're looking to make a web component in LitElement that can sort in an animated way all of its children. So it'd be a kind of like a generic container that you can perform sorting on, and people could just grab this and add any elements they want to it. The kind of thing we want to end up with is what I'm showing here. This would be the end state. Say you had a set of credit cards here, and you could then sort them by, so they're sorting by the rate at the moment, and then you could sort by the fee. And so just put them in order, but give it a nice little animation as it moves them back and forth between the two sorts. So yeah, we're going to jump in and try and create that from scratch. It'll utilize, we'll use Flexbox that allows us to do some of the sorting. Well, all of the sorting. We'll use LitElements, as I said, and ViewTransitions will give us the animations there. And slots will allow the users to add whatever elements they want to it. Before we do that, if you find yourself enjoying the video, feel free to click that subscribe below. You'll get updates for future videos. All right, so let me close that one off, and we'll come in here. We'll do an install of Lit and Typescript. That'll get us started. I'll do an npx tsc init, and then we can open this up and start creating our component. Let's create CardSorter.ts, and we'll import LitElement and also HTML, and that's from Lit. And then as we're using TypeScript, we can do custom element and also property. And that'll be from Lit decorators. Like so. And we can do, so we can use this decorator here. And our element will be called CardSorter, say. So, yep, CardSorter. Like so. That squiggly is because we haven't got experimental decorators on. So add that on, and that should be fine now. All right, so in here we'll have let's have a property for the sorting. Just call it sort by, and by default it can be by the fee. And then to render our components, only just going to be a container, because the users would add this and then add whatever they need to show and sort. So this will just be a div, really. A div that is set up as a flexbox, because that's going to provide the sorting ability for us, because we can specify in the style tag, we can specify the order. So let's have the style on here, and we'll do display flex and flex direction column. What else do we need? We want it to go in the middle. Let's have items center, and we'll specify that it fills a bit of the screen like so, and that should be good. Oh, I need to add in here a slot, because this will pick up all the items that are added by whoever's using this component. And we need that button to sort it. Let's have a button on here, which will just call a sort, function, like so. I'll say toggle sort to make it a bit easier. All right, so we need this sort function down here. We won't implement it all just yet. We'll just have a sort here just so it's happy. Okay, so yeah, we've got a container that's a flex box, and we're going to use the order, the style in the order in the style to perform the sorting for us. We'll come into the animation once we get that working. Let's come back into our web page, and we'll add that script in so that it's going to at least load it. So what would the source be? That will be our CardSorter, and we just need to ensure it's a module. So we should now be able to say CardSorter, and by specifying elements here, they'll get picked up in our slot in the component. So I could have like 3 divs in here. Let's just go like that. And we'll give them, so say the fee for this one was 100, and it had a rate of 15% maybe. And then in order that we can get them sorting nice, we go 500 and 10, and then back to say 200, and let's go 30 like that. Okay, so that'll display that for us. Let's see if that's coming up to start with. We can run this up with parcel. And we're going to localhost 1234. Okay, so we've got a display. Obviously, toggle sort's doing nothing at the moment. I want it to be a little bit bigger. Let's just specify that in here. Okay, so that's a bit better. Okay, now the way we can get the sorting to work is with flexbox.sa using the order, but we need to get that information, so we can't really pull it from here. Or you could, but you wouldn't want to. What we should do really is ask the user to provide it as attributes. So we can have a fee on here and just get it to mimic what the actual value is. So we'd have a fee on each one, like so, and specify what it is. So this one's 500 and this one's 200. And then we'd also have a rate. So we'd have a rate, and that would be 15 on this one, and then 10 and 30. And I'll also give them each a name so that we can identify each of them. Let's give them a name like so. So we'll have card 1, card 2, and card 3. That will get used when we use the animation part. All right, so that's what you would have to do as a user of this component, which is fine. Once that information's on, then you don't have to do anything else. It's just going to sort it for you. That looks good. Let's come back in here and now start having a look at this function to sort it. So we've got the sort by here. So we could say, what's the current sort by? So if this sort by is fee, then we're going to want to toggle it. We're going to toggle it each time. So this will say it's now rate. And then we need to pull in those attribute values to apply to the order in style. Right, so I want to get the slots. The first thing I would do is let me close this off so we can see better. We can go there. Go one bit bigger. Right, we can do this dot shadow root and query selector, and we can get the slot element, and then from the slot we can get all of the elements that are in the slot. So that'll be the card. So we can do slot dot assigned elements and specify flatten as true. That gives us all of those cards, those 3 cards that we added. It could be any number, but in this case it's going to be the 3 of them. And then let's operate on each of those. So we do cards for each. So we'd have a function that would pass in the card. And now we can work on each one. So what I want to do is grab the attribute, grab, say, the fee here, and set the order. So I've got the card. Let's do card.style.order. That's what we want to set. And we want to set it to card.get attribute fee. Actually, no, we're going to be sorting by rate on this one, aren't we? So that will be rate. And that's going to set that for us nicely. I'll also, no, we'll come back to the animation part. All right, so that was if it was fee, and then we want to toggle it the other way as well. So let's just do an else. And in here, we'll set it back to fee and use fee, like so. Okay, so that should give us the sorting. Let's have a look. Nope. I've got sort by, get the items. Let's see what errors there are here. We make this bigger. Assigned element, is it assigned elements? I think. Try that again. Yep, okay, so we can see now, I did the first one, but it's not, oh, it's because I've got them, it should still sort back that way. So if it's fee, we set it to rate, and then sort by, oh, I've got an assignment. Okay, yeah, that looks fine. So that would be the issue there. Toggle sort. Okay, that's working. So we've got the value, the fee being sorted, 100, 200, 500, and then we toggle it, it will do the rate, which is 10, 15, 30, and then it will go back again. So that's sorting for us. Now we want it to be nice and animated, and for that we can use the ViewTransitions API. It is only Chrome Edge at the moment, but it should come into other browsers as well. What this does, and I've got a video on the details of this if you want to look at that there, go into a bit more detail, but basically we should be able to take a snapshot of the current screen, do our update, and then take another image there, and then it will animate between those two. So for it to do that for us, we need to wrap all of this in start view transitions. So document.start view transition is going to be an async function, and it's going to wrap everything that we've got here. So I just want to come down here and wrap all of that. One little thing we need to do, because it's async, you know, when we do this update, it doesn't necessarily reflect in the DOM straight away. So we need to make sure that this doesn't return until lit has updated. And we can do that with await this dot update complete. So that's the kind of LitElement little thing you need to do with view transitions. And with that in place, we should now get it fading a little bit nicer, but not necessarily movement. So if I do it now, you can see there's a fade on there. So it's a little bit better, but it doesn't know which items correspond to which items, you know, before and after. So we need to give it the name to allow it to do that, and that is why we added these guys here, these names here. So I can pull those in as well, and if I just copy this and say view transition name and grab the name, then that will assign, you know, it'll understand which is a distinct element now, and so it should be able to animate those as we change the sorting order. So if I click it now, okay, you can start to see it work there. So we've got it sorted on fee here, and if I click it again now, we get a nice smooth animation sorted on the rate. There you go. So yeah, there you go, creating a web component in Lit that you can sort the elements that the user provides to you in the slots. And to do that, we're using the Flexbox, we're using the order within the style, and also the ViewTransitions API. I hope that was interesting. Thanks very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if not, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.